Today we're coming to you all the way from over here. Welcome back. Today we've got some nice parcels in the post. We've got a mount from the Osmo. There you go. You want it? We've got a suction mount for the car. You want it? Yeah, you want that one. And we've got a hard drive. Store more footage. More we film, more we store. Ran out of space. There you go. Now, I'm just going to play Enya for a bit. We'll catch up with you later. Enya has gone out with Lisa for the afternoon, so let's take Puma. Go on, hop. Okay, we're testing out the new equipment now. I've got you on the Osmo mount and the suction mount we saw earlier. Let's go. When I was driving this car on a daily basis, I never felt like it was a particularly fast car, but after driving the 1 litre Chevy Spark for a few months daily, this suddenly feels fast. I love it. I love it. Oh, tractor! Okay. It's story time. Now, being the idiot that I am, I have completely forgotten to bring a tripod today. So, luckily for me, this suction mount you're on is quite versatile. But I apologise for the lack of camera angles. Now, the Ford Puma has always been one of my favourite cars. It's one of my dream cars. So let me tell you how I managed to get one of my dream cars for just £300. So back when we were about to do Romania's Got Talent, I was driving a Mark 6 Fiesta. Now, I loved that car. I really, really loved that car. I put so many miles on it. Me and the whole group, we drove it all the way to Chamonix, to the mountains in France, for a nice project and a little bit of a holiday. So yeah, I drove that car a lot, but it finally gave up on me. I didn't have the money to fix it, so I needed a cheap car that was going to be able to get me from Cambridge to London multiple times and be reliable. I'd always accepted the fact that I didn't think I could have a Ford Puma because they were always way out of my price range. So I tended to stick to Fiestas because I also love Fiestas. So in shopping about for a new car, naturally I was looking up Fiestas and I couldn't really find anything I fancied. So it just occurred to me that I hadn't searched Ford Pumas for a long time. So I figured, oh, have a little look. So got online and I realised that the price of Ford Pumas, they had reached their maximum depreciation, which meant they were at their lowest value. Now, even then, that was slightly out of my price range until I stumbled across this, which it was advertised in East London for £350. Way more in my budget. That was cheap, even for one of these at the time. So I wasn't overly confident that it was going to be a super reliable car. So the car was in East London. I had a gig in Central London, so I figured I'd get myself a day travel card. I jumped on the train down to London, did the gig, went along to East London to check out the car. Now, as I turned up at the dealership, I realised that all across the forecourt they had all really much newer cars, much newer, much more expensive cars. So the guys who owned the dealership went off, round the corner, got the car, brought it back. That's when I realised that this car was something that they'd just taken in Part X, so they were just shifting it off cheap because this was nothing to them compared to the cars that they were selling. So I took it for a test drive and the car seemed absolutely fine. I wanted it. Now, like I said, I really didn't have much money at the time, so I wanted to cut a deal. after chatting with the guys for a bit who owned the dealership about why I needed the car and what I wanted it for and what I did for a living, they wanted to see me do a trick. They wanted to see a backflip. So, one of these later, and bada bing, bada boom, I got 50 quid off the price of the car. So one backflip and £300 later, and my dream car was mine. I've changed a few things on the car since owning it. I changed the alloy wheels, I put clear side repeaters on it, and I managed to find these very nice Sparco bucket seats. I got really lucky finding these seats because they're exactly the same seats as in the Ford Racing Puma, only in a different material, so I was well chuffed when I found these. Now, I've owned this car for quite some time now and I've put a lot of miles on it, so it does need some maintenance. I just can't afford the parts right now, and I'll probably modify it further. So, I guess if there's any lesson I can take from this, it's that patience is a virtue. So if any of you have any dream cars that you thought, oh, I can never afford one of them, be patient, give it a while, and then have another little look. You never know, you might get your dream car dirt cheap too. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below, do you have your dream car? How did you get your dream car? And remember, tippity tap that like and subscribe button. Until next time, this is the end.